Hey, this is me, Zed. What's up? This is yours truly, C.Anthony. I know that you guys are living your excellence. Why? Because you're watching this video and God had plans for you today. It's in His will that you've seen today, so congratulations. That means you should make today the highest point of your life and doing your best and forget about yesterday. And if you did great yesterday, I challenge you to outperform yesterday. Because you're blessed today, because tomorrow I promise. I promise to talk about change and growth. And this broadcast came about from my son Corey Harris. He's talking about, Dad, I need change. Things got to change in 2018. And we had a long talk. I must say we have a great relationship, me and my son. And I shared with him from my experience and from others. And I said, you know what, I'm going to share this with the world, told you guys. So, change. Everyone wants change. However, change is uncomfortable, right? Because we get into habits. We become comfortable in that situation, whether it's positive or negative, okay? And we all know we want change, whether it's to change our life, change our eating, change our physical, change our circumstances, change our environment, change our friends, whatever the change is. But however, it's difficult to change. Very difficult. Because to break old habits, you have to replace it with new habits. So we know change is uncomfortable. That's why a lot of people don't change. They're stuck in the same place. You know, me leaving New York in 2000 to change my environment so I can live and fulfill my dreams and goals, it wasn't comfortable. And as I shared it with friends and even families, they were opposing for me to go and move into the West Coast. Why? Because it was change for them. They weren't going to see Carl anymore. Okay? And they gave me all the different oppositions. If I wasn't strong in the change that I wanted, guess what? I'd have stayed there. A lot of folks, my good buddies that I grew up in New York, they're still in New York. Same old, same old. Nothing changed for them other than them getting older, right? So where am I getting at? How do you embrace change? In order for you to embrace change, for it to really happen, and for you to stay consistent and persistent and focused with discipline, earnestness, and excitement, you have got to grow. That's right. You got to grow. Take a look at this. When you were a baby, you wore size 1 shoes, right? And then you changed to size 2 and size 3. What happened to your feet? It grew. You see, growth does not happen without change, and change does not happen without growth. Okay, by me moving out of New York, I was able to change that environment, change my mindset, change my friends, change everything. But however, I had to grow. If I did not grow when I went through that change or going through that change, or as I got there, guess what? I'd have digressed, and the first obstacle I met, I would have just honed in and go back to New York. You've got to grow. Okay, you've got to grow. Growth will empower change, and that would make your change much more easier. Well, not easier, but much more acceptable. Okay, you must embrace growth. If you still stand in the same place that you are today, that means you're not growing. And what growth for me? And I'm talking about growth, growing spiritually, mentally, physically, professionally, and financially. You see, the mind is superior over the matter. This mind controls everything. If you're not growing your mind, you're not going to change. Okay, it's something Napoleon Hill talks about: synthetic thought and creative imagination. Synthetic imagination, creative imagination. And as you grow in, how are you going to grow? You're going to grow by feeding your mind with new thoughts, new nutrients. Which brings me to the point. Every month I read at least 2 to 3 books. Every month. Why? Well, you probably say, well, when I heard people say that, leaders, millionaires, multi-billionaires, saying that they read X amount of books per month, I wondered, that's impossible. How could they do that? Well, because they embrace change, and they understand the only way they can change is if they're feeding their minds new thoughts, putting new thoughts in here, new beliefs, new ideals. And you can do that by reading good books. The Bible is one book. It's revolutionized my life tremendously ever since I got baptized last year. Okay, that's one book I had in my library, but was intimidated to read it. I'm not sure why. Now it's one of the books I read every day. Okay, but every month you should have a book of the month that you read in. Okay, and again, you can't just read one genre. Just like I just don't listen to reggae. I listen to jazz. I listen to R&B. I listen to funk. I listen to country. Right, to embrace and enjoy music.